Hey folks, wanted to film some body language here as a way of answering a question that I got. And the question was how to tell if a horse does not like you. I just did a video on how to tell if a horse likes you, but how to tell if a horse doesn't like you. I was hoping to get some of this energy going because I put up some feed buckets for these guys to lick, and I want you to watch. See Shakespeare's ears right there? Okay, see how they were pinned flat against his head when he was moving true off that bucket? See, there they are again. I had to sort of set this up and set these horses up a little bit because they don't pin their ears like that at me. So I was trying to get it to where you guys can see. See how Cutter just pinned his ears? Now Shakespeare's pinning his ears again. He's pushing true. You see that? When their ears go back like that, that is a sign that you want to watch out for, okay? If a horse approaches you and they have their ears pinned back on their head like that, that is a sign, or could potentially be a sign, that that horse does not like you, okay? It's also a sign of dominance. It's also a sign of, it's how these guys, I think he might do it again. It's how they tell each other to move their feet. Now, Cutter might, let's see. Oftentimes they do it so fast that you really have to catch it. But see, he's still, Shakespeare's ears are still back, and he's telling True, to get away because he wants these feed buckets. I mean, honestly, there's nothing in the buckets, so it's not like it's cruel here or anything. It's not like one is getting feed and the other is not. They've all already been fed. They all just had grain. But I put the buckets out here so that I could demonstrate the ears. So the original question is, how do you know if a horse does not like you? So if you see a horse coming at you with that type of energy and those ears are down, that is a very good indicator that that horse is indicating aggressive behavior toward you. Now, you do have to pay attention because there is a difference between the ears just being slightly back and the ears being pinned, okay? If they are pinned against their heads, then that is basically danger, 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 okay? You need to be very, very, very careful if a horse approaches you like that, because usually it means that they're telling you to move your feet, okay? So in a herd like this, horses are herd animals, and if one horse is more dominant than the other horse, they will pin their ears at them and they will use body language to tell them to move their feet. Whichever horse concedes movement, like Cutter is right up on me right now. So but of course I'm holding the feed bucket. But if I move my feet and I go backwards, then I'm basically telling Cutter that Cutter is stronger than I am and is more dominant than I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach Cutter. I'm going to move in on his space and I'm going to say, hey, move back. Okay. And you saw that he just moved his feet back. And I'm not doing it in a mean way. Okay. But I am doing it in such a way that I need him to understand that I'm not going to move my feet like out of any type of conceding him any type of dominance. Now, there is a difference there, folks, and you need to understand this. Like if these horses heard a gunshot or got excited about something and then Cutter started to run toward me just to like get out of the way of something, you better believe I'm going to move my feet. I'm going to move them really fast and I'm going to dodge, or I'm going to get out of the way so that I don't get run over. But that is a different energy. If they are coming at you with those ears like pinned and down and they're trying to dominate you, I mean, I had this happen to me at another farm I went to go visit. This horse came up to me and he was very, very aggressive, and he came up and because I was standing by the gate, and he pinned his ears at me and he really crowded my space. And I didn't want to be rude because he was not my horse, okay? And you have to be really, really careful when you are dealing with other people's horses because, I mean, every owner treats every horse differently. My horses, I would not permit that. Like if I were standing at this gate and my horses came up to me and their ears were pinned and they were telling me, you better open that gate because that's essentially what they're saying, I would say, oh, no, that's not going to work for me. You know, and I would back them way up, and I would not allow them to exhibit that kind of aggressive behavior, because that is just simply not okay. I mean, you cannot, well, I don't, I mean, other people do, but I don't allow that type of behavior, because it's very rude and it's dangerous, you know, because if they start crowding that gate and trying to push me through it, then, you know, I can, you know, I could get potentially hurt, and I certainly, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want them to be hurt. So, you know, I have to pay attention to that. So anyway, that is just simply one sign of a horse not liking you or trying to dominate you or being aggressive toward you, are the pinned ears. Other signs of behavior that a horse doesn't like you is if they, I mean, literally, if they come at you and they dive at you and they try to bite you. That does happen. You know, some horses are biters. We've had a few here that have boarded here, and, you know, they would literally dive and take a chunk out of you if you got close enough to them. So that is certainly a sign that a horse does not like you. You know, you would be able to tell very, very easily. Another sign is if that horse were to whirl around and point their butt to you. That is a great sign that you are, you know, very possibly about to get kicked. And that could be a sign that that horse does not like you or does not want you in their space. Let's see, what else? If they are using their body language or their bodies themselves to kind of like body check you, almost like ram you. I've seen horses who do that. They don't necessarily bite you, but they will ram you with their bodies. All of them are different, and they all have these different tendencies. But it's really all about energy. I mean, right here, Cutter is no more than a few inches from me, okay? But his energy is totally chill. His head is down. He's relaxed. His eyes are blinking, you know, really just soft. So this, I have no problem with Cutter. I have no problem with Shakespeare. I mean, I'm standing here within these two boys, and they are literally 3 feet apart. I mean, they're, you know, extremely close. So, you know, no problems with these guys. I would trust these two horses literally with my life. Okay, I would. He has saved my life before. And, you know, Cutter has always been, he's always been super, super reliable and kind of like my right-hand man as well. So I have no problem with these two boys. These are the two leaders of the herd. But now if these guys were coming in on me and they were, you know, pinning their ears or trying to move my body with theirs or spinning to kick or, you know, just if their heads were up, that's another thing. Watch their body language. This head is nice and relaxed. If a horse's head is way up high and their ears are up and the whites of their eyes are showing, like their eyes are really, really big, and, you know, they're whinnying or they're acting really, really, I mean, you'll feel it. I mean, you will know if a horse doesn't like you. You'll be able to tell because you can sense their energy and you can, you know, you can literally see it. So, okay, now these guys are about, you know, a foot apart here. Shakespeare's coming in for more lovin's. But yeah, so those are all types of things, folks, that you can watch out for with these guys. So check their eyes, check their ears, check their body positioning, check their overall demeanor, their overall behavior. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever learned as a kid, but if you're near a person and you get that, what's called the uh-oh feeling, you know, then pay attention to that, okay? Because it's the same with animals. If you get that uh-oh feeling with an animal and you feel like there might be some aggression there, or there might be something that you need to be worried about, then you better listen to that intuition, because if you don't, you could potentially get very hurt. You know, a lot of people on here, they compare horses to dogs or cats, you know, and yeah, in some senses, that's true, but you're dealing with 1,000-pound animal, 1,000-pound plus animal. Now, you know, some of the smaller ones don't weigh quite that much, but even though horses are prey animals, they have teeth, they have legs, they can strike, they can strike with their front legs, they can kick with their back legs, they can bite. And I promise you, if Cutter bit me right now and wanted to lift me completely off the ground, he could do it. You know, if he bit my hand and wanted to rip it off, he absolutely could do it. If I were tied to him, like if he was wearing a halter and I had that thing tied around my hand, he could literally rip my hand off. I mean, I've seen it. Well, I haven't seen it personally, but I know people who have literally lost a limb just because of a mistake. There is a tremendous amount of power in this neck. There is a tremendous amount of power in that body. That's why they call it horsepower, okay? So yes, they have some similarities to dogs and cats. Of course they do, but please don't ever mistake them for being the same. Do not treat them the same. They are incredibly sentient beings. Not that dogs and cats are not, because they certainly are, but horses are different. They are prey animals. They are not predators. So whole different mindset. You've got left brain, right brain with these guys, and it processes very differently. What you can do on one side of the horse, you know, on the left side of the horse, you have to make sure that you do on the right side of the horse, because their brain processes differently on each side. So, but that's another video I can get into later. Right now, today's video is about if a horse does not like you. So, and I've got to brush these guys down. They are shedding out like crazy. So I'm going to go get that done. It is going to be hot, hot, hot today, and I have to try to get all this excess coat off of him. But then next week it's going to be in the 20s and 30s again. So it's that weird time of year. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. And listen, if y'all can just do me a quick favor on these videos, and you can repost them, bookmark them, and hit that little heart, you know, smash that like button, whatever. It really, really helps us with the algorithms. And it only takes a second, and if you want to comment and just put a heart down or something like that, that'd be awesome too. They say if you write 5 words or more in the comments, it actually boosts us a whole lot more than just putting a heart or something. But, you know, I don't like to beg for that. I mean, if you guys have time to do it and could do it on each of the videos, that would be super cool. And we would really appreciate it. And just remember that everything we do here goes toward the rescue animals. Every penny made on these videos goes right back to them. And we try to give them the best lives possible. So, all right. Thanks so much. Take care.